Hey YouTube, it's good from the Friday Night Shooters. How are you guys? Hope you're all really well. Well, I am the last one onto the bandwagon. I'm the last guy at the party. Whatever metaphor you care to choose, I have finally got to play Skyrim, which was a huge release years ago. I think it was 2011 or something like that. And everyone talked about Skyrim and how amazing it was. And I looked at it and went, oh, it's a bit too much like an RPG, and I don't really like RPGs. And it's a bit too much like Lord of the Rings, and I like the book and the film, but I don't think I like the game. And I had all these kind of preconceptions in my head, and I said, "No, you know what? I'm not going to invest in it." And I had the Xbox at the time, and it was a big game on the Xbox 360. And I said, "No, not going to bother." And then it came up in the Steam Christmas sale for like £2.50, and I was like, £2.50 for that price. I may as well just have a quick look. So I did. Downloaded it. This is it. Here, this is me playing it. That is Whiterun, I think is the name of that big town over there. And I've just killed a wolf, delightedly, with my bow and arrow that I stole from some building inside the Whiterun. I think it was like the Hunter's Shop or Hunter's Lodge, something like that. And so yeah, I downloaded it, and immediately I thought about a pal of mine, one of the other Friday Night Shooters, Eagle Eye Call, who hasn't had his Xbox for a while, so hasn't been around for a while playing. But I think he'd love this game. I really like it. I was surprised when I first downloaded it. It was so slow. Like, it just took a while. I was building up the story, building up the character, and that typical first-person perspective as it teaches you how to look left, right, but I was patient with it. I had a look online as well and said, okay, what do I have to do? And it says you don't really have to do anything. You can either follow the story or go off and do your own stuff, but just kind of enjoy it and wander around. So that's what I started doing. And I wanted a bow and arrow. I think I'm a wood elf as my character. There's loads of different characters. Most of them just seem weird to me. A wood elf, I don't know. It just seems close. I think subconsciously I want to be like that Legolas character, the Orlando Bloom character from Lord of the Rings, because even though he was daft looking, he was pretty cool. And so I chose a wood elf because they're apparently good at archery. But then I had no bow and arrow, so it took me ages to figure out how to get a bow and arrow. I had to basically go and steal a bow and found some arrows. So now I've got my bow and arrow, and you can see I'm nothing like Orlando Bloom. I'm more like if Danny DeVito played some sort of a wood elf. And but enjoying it. I'm determined to get really good at sort of just going around stealthy and trying to kill as many people as possible. So I've enjoyed it so far. I went to, what's it called, Riverwood, I think was the first place I went to. Talked to a few people there, and then I went up to Whiterun. I stole a horse there, managed to gallop or trot the horse for all of, I'd say, about 200 metres. And then I got off the horse because I got to these gates. It's like, okay. Luckily no one followed me on my stolen horse for those 200 metres. Went into the city, and I went and talked to some guy, I don't know, some king kind of person. Oh, look at this. Here I have a little battle. You can just tell I'm so bad at aiming at these guys. I think I'm trying to aim where I think he is going to be in a split second, and I keep missing. But I do like the slow down here. There's a slow down in a moment, and just as I go in for the kill, and it kind of switches briefly to third person. Here it comes. Watch it now. No, not this one. It comes up in a second. Anyway, it switches to third person, and that's it. A little cinematic. And when that happened, it caught me by surprise. It was really good. It made me feel like I'm a much better archer than I obviously am. And so yeah, I went to talk to some king guy. I don't know I can't even remember what he told me. I wasn't that bothered. But then I learned, I had to Google. I'm finding I have to Google a little bit with this game to figure out what I'm supposed to do. But I figured out I could steal by crouching, and you could tell if people are looking at you. So I went to someone's gaff and I just stole loads of stuff, apples and kind of tankards and jugs and gold and that kind of thing. So I now need to figure out how I go about selling that stuff. Again, I'll probably resort to Google in a while. But my next thing is, I love the mountains in this. I love any games with mountain. I even, if you've seen any of my earlier videos, I even download that game just called Mountain, and it's just a mountain that sits on your desktop. So I'm loving the mountains here. It reminds me very much of Lord of the Rings, the movie, because I spent a little bit of time in New Zealand where that was filmed, Lord of the Rings, and I believe The Hobbit was filmed there as well. So yeah, the mountain scenery is reminding me of that. So I'm going to go and try and get up to the top of one of these mountains. Now, I went into this place, which is like an underground cavern, which I didn't know what it was, but got myself in loads of trouble. So this wee dude, he was blind apparently, so I think I stole his book. But then when I went up inside the cavern, I got in all sorts of trouble, and I only just managed to escape by running out of the cavern. So that's basically my thoughts on Skyrim so far. For £2.50, I'm enjoying it. I don't know. I don't know. I'm terrible at finishing games. I finish hardly any games that I start. So I know for a fact, I'm going to say that I'm never going to finish Skyrim. But I'm going to have fun. I'm going to go try and climb some mountains, maybe discover a few more towns. I want to level up my bows so that I can become this sort of like ninja elf bow assassin guy, and I don't think I'll follow any of the quests. I'll just go around seeing if I can kill whoever the bad guys are. I'll have to figure out who they are. And so that's what I'll probably do. I'll spend a few hours doing that maybe. And beyond that, then I'll probably move on to a few other games. I bought and downloaded the Banner Saga, which is on sale today. So I saw that on Scanner Barclays top 10 list. I'd seen it a while ago. He'd mentioned it on his channel way before that, and it's taken my interest. But again, I have to watch the money at the moment, so I can only buy stuff that's like dirt cheap. So I think that was on for like £3 something. So I've downloaded that, and that's a Viking. I'm really going away from like the normal stuff that I would go for, which is. I tend to go for like military first-person shooters or city simulation type of games. But the Banner Saga is all about Vikings, but that's not a first-person. It's very different to this, from what I can gather. So yeah, I thought I'd make this video as well because I just wanted to show Eagle Eye Call a little bit of the game, and I thought he might decide he likes it. So when he gets his Xbox up and running again. Yeah, he might be able. I don't know how much you'd pick this up for on the Xbox 360 now. Surely you'd be able to get it for like a tenner or something like that. It seems pretty. Here's where I switched to a sword here, or did I? I don't know, but I think the plan was basically I realised that a bow and arrow was pretty useless. Like when you're like 2 feet away from the person with a sword, they just like smack you in the head. I've died several times already to that. So I said, right, I'll equip my sword and I'll go and I'll do battle with these guys. So I thought I'd try and like sneak up behind them, but the hackers have like magic hands. What do you say? They got like fire in their hands. So I was like, oh, what the hell is this? So they basically wiped out all my energy. They didn't quite kill me, but I was like, oh look, I'll sneak up on them. Oh no, I've been detective. And look, magic hands. Look, he's firing. He's got like some weird shield thing. I'm like trying to hit him with my sword. It's not. And he blocks my exit. It's like, you fecker, get out of my exit. I'm trying to run away from you. So I managed to get. Oh no, that's my energy's low. Which is, it's nice to get the warning. Pressed tab then to almost die again. Got one little hit on him. I ran, sprinted basically, ran away. And managed to go past the blind guy, luckily. Who luckily hadn't managed to suddenly see and shoot me. And then, jump back outside of the mountain world. So that's been my experience at Skyrim so far. I love the feeling of the world. Like, it's grandiose, it's huge, it's beautiful looking. Not sure I'm into all this like leveling up forever. It seems like a bit of a grind, so I might just play around trying to get good with my bow and arrow. But yeah, my first experience of Skyrim. Carl, I think you'd really like it. I thought here's a little short video anyway, and I hope you're getting on well, mate. Happy Christmas. Alright guys, that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed the video. I know it wasn't terribly exciting, and I know I'm the last person on the planet, or maybe second last if you don't count Carl, to ever play Skyrim, which was like a big massive release years ago. Alright, take care guys.